Hello everyone, and welcome back to another episode of Unpopular Opinions with me, Randy Prizzle. How you guys all doing out there? Everything good, shway, crispy, irie? But let's get on to this episode of Unpopular Opinions for this week. Concerts should include a digital recording of the performance with a purchase of a ticket and ban phone recordings. I hear what you're saying about concerts, because obviously it's nice when you're going to a concert and you appreciate it and you're just feeling the vibes. I think these youths nowadays, they've forgotten about how to feel the vibes, just be in the moment without a phone, just being there in a concert, enjoying the performance without the lights of a camera phone in someone's face. Because to me, if I'm an artist and I'm on the stage trying to perform and someone's shining a light in my face, I'm like, yo, what's going on here? I can't perform properly. But this one here, do you know what I mean? But I'm not actually doing a performance. It's just like 1,000 lights shining on me. That made me forget my lyrics. Well, what am I supposed to sing again? I have to run off stage doing Milli Vanilli and all that. Do you know what I mean? But yeah, I do think that people should be banning people's phones before they enter the concerts. Just so you can be intimate with the artist. You can get to feel the music without the torch shining, without recording, and then trying to send it to people and like, look what I've done. I went to a concert, it was Usher's and he fed me some cherries. Yeah, allow it. Alright, next one. The whole eating like our ancestors trend is kind of stupid. Now, I do think, eating like your ancestors phrase is probably a bit silly, to be honest, because you eat how you want to eat, you know what I mean? I get that's a kind of trend. People are like, well, you just, how we ate back in the days and that, we should eat the same way. No, you're your own person. You see what you want to eat. You ain't got to follow what they used to do in the past. Because what they used to do in the past probably is not suited to what they do in the present. So you don't need to follow suit. That's just what I'm thinking on that one. Next one. TV shows are too good nowadays. I don't think a lot of them can compare to some old school shows. There are some good shows out there, but when you get some old school shows out there, like, Dexter, for example, shows like The Shield, The Wire, The Sopranos, shows like that, I don't think shows nowadays can really compare to them classic shows. Some of them are very good, but they just don't compare. I just believe probably it's just the nostalgia for me. Because when you go and you see shows like that, they really put you on the edge of your seat. With shows obviously like these nowadays, they just don't fill you with enough grit and kind of like passion to really engage and feel like you can compare them to the ones of the past, which has left a lot of memories sticking in your brain from previous scenes, especially that you've seen. You remember some scenes line by line from shows you used to see back in the days, because those are the ones that are seared in your brain. Those are the ones that left some memories. Now, probably down the line, these shows that are currently nowadays, they go 10 years down the line. Some people say, well, they're a classic now, so it's kind of one of them. I think if you're moving up in years and decades, you'll learn to appreciate shows that probably were out now or are out now, and then see them kind of 10 years down the line and go, yeah, that's an instant classic. So I guess it's one of them things. So next one. You need to tell people that it's your birthday. You shouldn't expect them to remember. I do agree sometimes that people can forget. Birthdays do come around sometimes, and it's not something that people put in their diaries a lot, which I think we should do, to be honest. But when we've got the hustle and bustle of life, we've got to get through and do certain things. We have to remember all these things that we have to do. Sometimes it just slips through our brain. We can't remember everything. The important days we do remember, like mum's birthdays, dad's birthdays, sister's birthdays. You know what I mean? Someone who's very close and very special to you, you remember their birthdays. But people that, let's say, friends, sometimes you might forget because you're just like, well, I couldn't remember, unfortunately, just because I have other things to remember, which is probably not a good thing to tell that person, but the person kind of has to understand. Sometimes you just don't remember it all. And that's just what I think on that. Next one. Influencers are actors. I don't think all of them are. I think certain people can put it on, where certain people you would see them, their performances probably are very different from how they were on, let's say, live stream to potentially how they are in person. I don't think all of them are. I think certain ones can be. Do you know what I mean? I don't think all of them are. I think certain people, when they're in an environment that's a bit different from where they're comfortable in, you'll see a different side of them. But that's probably just comfortability. Probably that person isn't comfortable in another environment. That could be another reason. But some people, I do feel like when the cameras are on, you know what I mean? All of that starts to happen. They put on a performance, they put on an act, and it can be seen through to a lot of people that they're just trying it on. They're just lying to people. They're not telling you the truth. Do you know what I mean? But I think sometimes people have to do certain things to try and get themselves over, you know, to the public, to the crowd. Some of them want to make themselves a bigger name. So they've got to put on a sort of performance and a sort of persona to kind of let people know, hey, I'm going to give you what I can give you, and then you're going to like that. And sometimes people buy into that because obviously people put on a performance, but when they meet them in real life, that's not what they're getting. So it just is what it is, to be honest. Like, you kind of have to know that influence put on certain things. But as I said, it depends on that person. It depends on their environment as well and who they're around. So that's just my thoughts on that. But that's it for this episode of Unpopular Opinions. Big up you guys for watching this episode, listening to this episode. If you're feeling this episode or any of the previous episodes, you know what to do below, all of that. Big yourselves up. You know what we usually do when we finish. I'll give my opinions and I'll react later on. Get out of here.